Abortion is wrong. Let's just get that straight, okay? You cannot justify abortion. You just can't justify it. A child, okay, becomes one at conception. He becomes a child. And to have an abortion, no matter what stage it's at, is considered murder to me, in my eyes and in God's eyes. I cannot support abortion. I just cannot support it. I am 100% pro-life. I know that being raped is hard. Being raped is tough emotionally, physically, mentally. It's definitely not easy. But also, I believe the child deserves to be protected. That's what I believe. And I am defending that child that cannot defend itself. And I'm not trying to, stop anyone from making a choice. I'm just trying to defend a life, and I understand if women think that I hate women, but I do not hate women. I'm pretty much just trying to, reach out to people, reach out to women, and make them understand that, abortion is just wrong. It's morally wrong, and that's pretty much all I'm trying to do. And I'm not trying to come across as somebody who's, like I'm not a dictator. I'm not imposing anything on anybody at all. I am just trying to get people to understand exactly where I'm coming from with this. You know what I mean? Like, people have to understand what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that, if a woman, gets raped, she's forced to carry the child. That's not what I'm trying to say. I am just saying that, think about the baby. Somebody is being hurt. I know that you're hurt, but, giving up your life, giving up your desires to give somebody else life is a great gift. I understand that, it's painful, but, what can I say? And the thing is, I come across on Twitter as to be somebody who's, who imposes things on people, who tries to have people do things my way. But, it's not that. I have a passion for God, and I'm just trying to help everybody, the woman and the baby. I'm just trying to get everybody on board, and just to understand that I'm here to reach out to you, but you got to understand where I'm coming from, too. That's all that I'm trying to say.
Is it my turn?
Yes, ma'am.
Yep. Yay! All right, Missraissa, you and I have conversed on Twitter repeatedly. So definitely. I'm going to mention something. Your claim that you're not trying to force anyone to do anything is completely unsubstantiated by your behavior, which is to do everything you can to limit women's access to abortion care, to abortion protection laws, to pro-choice, to freedom of choice. So that is not a supportable lie in this circumstance, Raissa.
Well,
no. I gave you a full long turn. It's my turn now.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. My turn. Okay. Yes, garbled mass of cells, as Laci Green well puts it, is not a baby. Now, I have had an abortion. I had an abortion at 5 weeks. I had the vaginal probe and had the ultrasound done. The entire egg sac, including yolk and the zygote, which was not yet an embryo or fetus even, was 0.4 centimeters. See, I've actually seen my own ultrasound of what I aborted, and it didn't stop me. If anything, it convinced me, wow, this really isn't a baby. Your claim that you were trying, my turn.
Okay.
Your claim, you said several things. I get to say the opposite side of each one. That's fairness. It's my turn.
Okay.
You claimed that you are trying to help mothers and children, but you support, for example, when we were discussing the 13-year-old in Pennsylvania who attempted to self-abort the rape victim that you were speaking of rather callously, you did not support that girl's right to have access to a safe, healthy abortion, even though she was a minor and a rape victim. She was a 13-year-old child who could not possibly be a good mother at that point in her life. Not as good of a mother as she could be later in life. Not as good a mother as she could be later on when not bearing the rape victim, the rape child. So I cannot believe your concern for women and children, since actual women who have feelings and actual children who have needs seem not to matter to you, just the fetuses which you, for some reason, choose to call babies. And now I am turning it over to you.
Okay. Let me say one thing, okay? The 13-year-old that got raped, like I said, I understand it's painful emotionally, physically, mentally. I understand that, and I know that. But I do not believe that I don't believe that a child should be killed because of the way it was conceived. I just don't agree with that.
Missraissa, we've already discussed. A fetus is not a child.
Okay. I believe that the girl should have been helped and counseled, and you should tell her, explain to her why. She should just, help her emotion to understand why she needs to have the baby. Not raise it, give it for abortion if she wants, give it for adoption if she wants to. But she should be told both sides of the situation, not just one of it. Don't just have an abortion, but also, listen, I know this happened to you. It's painful, and, but, you can definitely pull through. I mean, just support the person emotionally and let them understand, you can have this child and give it up for adoption to somebody who can take care of the child. People out there want kids, you know what I mean? So some people cannot have kids, and I think, that could be a great opportunity for them to, to adopt a child. But, I'm just saying, for you to say that you care about protecting life, but you want to kill, and you are proudly saying that you had an abortion, to me, I won't sit well with that. I'm sorry, Angie. I'm not going to sit well with that. You're proudly saying that you had an abortion.
I have a question for you, Ms. Hart.
It is a child that you killed pretty much, and I'm sorry. You killed a child.
Missraissa, repeating the same point over and over again really isn't discourse. I have a question for you, however.
Okay.
What statistics do you have on the throughput through adoption agencies and orphanages to support your claim that it would be better for the baby to be placed for adoption or placed in an orphanage?
I don't have the stats. I don't have stats with me in my head. I would have to look it up. But,
indeed.
But listen, okay. But, I'm not, again, I'm not saying, I have it perfectly. I'm not saying I know everything, but I'm just saying what I believe in. That's all.
I understand you're stating what you believe, but I'm trying to see if we could get a little clarity here. Are you absolutely certain that life as a rejected adoptee who is raised in an orphanage, who is not given the life skills that he or she needs to succeed in life, is a better reality?
I won't say yes. Definitely. I don't think it's a better reality for sure. But then again, it goes back to life. Life, we cannot take away life. And, and whatever God wants for that child, he's going to have. But I cannot also say have the abortion and, it's a better way. I won't say that either. So, I can't. I just can't say that.
There's just so many assumptions and presumptions in the few words that you just said. I don't even know where to begin. Angie, do you have anything?
Yeah. Well, I mean, my mother had me because she thought that abortion was murder, and she got knocked up. She didn't have me because she wanted me. And in fact, my entire life, she resented me. Something which she couldn't admit to herself until a few years ago. So she just had all this resentment for me that she figured was my fault. She resented me for being born, for costing her money, for setting her back in her career and her schooling. My mother resented my very existence, and I spent most of my life feeling guilty for being born, as if it was a choice I had made. Now that I'm an adult who is sexually mature and who's had an abortion, I recognize that abortion is both a right and occasionally a responsibility of women. If you cannot care for or provide for a child, abandonment is not a superior option to abortion.
I agree.
Also, there are 800,000 children in the United States foster care system. I realize you live in Canada. Most of the rest of us live in the U.S. There are 800,000 children in the U.S. foster care system. The average length of time a child spends in a foster home is only 6 months. Less than 1% of foster children go on to graduate from college. Of the 99 remaining percent, 67% end up in jail. 44% end up in abusive domestic violence relationships as adults. You need me to continue the effects of abandoning a child into a system that will not take care of them because you cannot take care of them.
Okay.
Is not.
I understand.
I
understand, Angie. I understand what you're saying.
I understand.
Then again, it goes back. It goes back to saying, do not have sex if you don't want kids. That's what we're going back to right now.
That's not a blanket answer for everything, Missraissa.
No,
that does not cover rape.
It does, because she's saying that her mother got knocked up. She had her because she felt forced to have her. And it takes us back to, people should not be having sex if they don't want kids.
Missraissa, stop right there, please, because you are now well down along a path of massive hyperbole. You just stated that the solution is for people not to have sex before marriage. That does not answer rape.
That doesn't answer health concerns in pregnancy either.
It doesn't answer rape. Definitely.
Change my uterus.
The young lady who is tied to a fucking flagpost and raped can do something about it? Really? The young girl who's abused by her father in her own home can do something about it? Really?
But, let me
I know. Do you have an answer to that?
Okay, let me ask you a question. Okay?
No, do you have an answer?
What's the percentage of people who are raped?
Do you have an answer to my question?
What's the percentage?
What's the percentage of what?
It doesn't matter what the percentage is.
People who are raped who get abortion compared to those who get it because it was convenient at the time. What's the difference? There's a great percentage difference between those two.
One is 1%,
the other one is like over 60%. It's different. Again, I'm not saying, I have all the answers. Definitely not. But I'm just trying to protect life. That is all.
Wow. Okay.
I'm just trying to protect life. And I know we cannot agree because, especially because I'm a Christian. I believe in God and I'm always, pinned down some way, somehow. But, my beliefs are my beliefs and I have every right to have them, and I shouldn't be, I shouldn't be belittled because I believe that abortion is wrong. I should be allowed to have my beliefs.
Let me explain. It's not that you believe abortion is wrong. It's because your statement that you believe in the protection of life is self-contradictory. What about the life? What about the life of a woman who would die if she had to give birth? That life doesn't matter to you?
Well, the life does matter to me, definitely. Of course it does. But then again, it comes down to, her deciding, in my case, and I'm being honest from the bottom of my heart, if I got pregnant and my life was in danger, I would choose for my child to live than me going on. And this is from the bottom of my heart.
Okay, that's your assertion.
Exactly.
your personal conviction, and that's fine personally. I think that's an admirable position. That's great. However, you want to remove the facility of abortion for all women. What about the woman who wants to make a different decision? Why should she be limited to your personal conviction?
Honestly, it's not really about my personal convictions. It's about what's right. It's about what's the right thing to do. That's how I
that's
see
so
it.
cute how you tried to claim your personal conviction equals what's right. Now back it up with something like facts.
It's the right thing to do.